Hi everybody. Alright, I'm going to show you how to change the T-Slim cartridge because I know a lot of people are curious about how different it is and what the process is. So bear with me, this is the second time I'm doing this, and I am reading the manual as I go. So it might take a little longer than it's supposed to. Alright, so this is the T-Slim, and if I click it and unlock, you're supposed to go to the options screen, and you tap load. Now, the nice part about this is it kind of walks you through everything. I'm sure after a while it'll get annoying, but in the short term right now, I kind of find it helpful. So we got to start with tap change cartridge. Now, all the insulin deliveries are going to be stopped, so do I want to continue? Yes. All deliveries are stopped. So now, disconnect from my body, the infusion set, which I already did, as you can see right here. So tap next. Now it's preparing cartridge. Now remove the cartridge and install an unused cartridge. So this little cartridge right here I'm supposed to remove. Now it said that if you have difficulty, you can use a quarter or something. They actually sent you little keychains that you can stick in here and turn to get it out. Now, of course, I don't have one of those with me right now. It's in the other room. There we go. So you can get it out. Just might take a little bit. So this is what the cartridge looks like. So the insulin is somewhere in there. This is the unopened new cartridge. So open that. And I'm going to install this by sliding it in here. There. So now I installed the new cartridge that has no insulin. So I'm going to go back. And the nice part about this is it comes right back to where you left off. So now I have to tap the unlock button. It locks it so you can't accidentally do anything while you're changing the cartridge. And press next. It's going to detect the cartridge, and it's going to get rid of all the air that's in the cartridge. Let's see. Okay, so now I need to fill the cartridge and then press the unlock button. So now the nice part about this is the cartridges come with syringes. A syringe and the needle that goes into the syringe. So these all come in the box with the cartridges. So I'm going to open both of these. And you put the needle on like that. So there's the needle. Now you take your insulin and now the insulin pump holds 300 units. However, the recommendation is that if you don't use 300 units within 3 days, you should only fill the insulin pump to whatever the max amount of insulin you would use for 3 days, because it is recommended you change the cartridge the same time you change your infusion set, which would be every 3 days. So I am just going to fill this up. Not all the way, but I haven't gotten an exact estimate about how many units I would use over the course of 3 days. So I'm just filling the syringe to 2.5 milliliters. Today, now this is not recommended by doctors or anything, but today was actually my 4th day on the pump, because I did fill it to 300 units the first day I used it. So I went over by 1 day. So I'm filling it up less so that next time I change it in 3 days. So this is the filled syringe with my insulin. And what you do is this little white dot right here, you stick, it's kind of hard to do, but on camera, I'm not going to move this, but you stick the needle into that little white area, and it doesn't go in all the way, which is a little weird at first, because you kind of want to, your reaction is to stick it in all the way, but it doesn't go in. So as soon as you hit resistance, you stop, and then you just push down the plunger. Again, it's hard to show, but they want you to do this with the pump upright to reduce air bubbles. So as you can see, I am just pushing the syringe down, and the insulin is going into the cartridge. And then as soon as the cartridge is, or the syringe is empty, you keep pressure on it and you pull out. And now the insulin pump has my insulin in it. Alright, so then what you do is, let's see, so now it's giving me an alert that I haven't finished the change cartridge process. So I press unlock and press next. Cartridge is changed. Make sure that it is not connected. Press next to fill your tubing. So I'm going to connect my tubing, my infusion set came with. Okay, so now that that's full, now I press next and start. And then it's starting to fill, so then once I notice insulin come out of the end of the tubing, out of here, I can press stop. This takes about, I think last time it took 18 units. So it goes a little slower, or actually a lot slower, than it did with the Medtronic pump that I had. But I think that's just because of the way the insulin is delivered. And it's delivered in slower amounts. So I sit and wait. I don't know if you can hear that. But the insulin pump is a little louder than you are probably used to. My Medtronic pump was not this loud. It doesn't bother me really. I don't notice it on a day-to-day basis. I really only notice it when I'm filling the cartridge or when I'm still holding my pump and it happens to be giving insulin for my food. So about 9 more units for it to fill up. And after this, we are almost up. This probably should stay vertical. It's probably supposed to be vertical throughout this whole process, just to help ensure there's no air. As long as I don't see any air bubbles in my tubing, I am not worried about it. I'm just trying to find where the insulin is at. Let's see it. And I've noticed there's definitely a lot less air bubbles than there was in the Medtronic pump tubing. And I don't know if that's just because of the way it's dispersed or what. Alright, this time it took a little longer, but I did see insulin, so I'm going to stop the fill. And drops come out. It says, if no insulin drops are noticed, so I did notice them, so I'm done. Now, the fill tubing is complete, so I can connect the infusion set, and then I can click to fill the cannula. So I'm going to fill the cannula, and I do 0.7 units to fill the cannula, so I start that. And you can see it tells you, so there's 0.7, now it's stopping fill. And now this insulin pump gives you an option of telling you when for a site reminder. So what it does is it does for 3 days. So today's Wednesday to Saturday is 3 days. So I'm going to have it alert me on Saturday. Oh, it turned off. Edit the reminder. So I'm going to have it alert me. Let's do 5:30 p.m. on Saturday. Save that. And my site reminder is set. And if I go home, right, I have to click done. Resume insulin. Alright, so now I'm back to giving myself insulin. So now if I click on here, I can see that I have 185 units in my pump. So that might be more than 3 days, but I'll find out on Saturday. So I hope this was informative, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask.